Imagine being known as the father of the atomic bomb. That's the legacy of J. Robert Oppenheimer. But who was the man behind the bomb? Born into a wealthy New York family, Oppenheimer's brilliance was evident from an early age. Yet he was not immune to personal struggles. His battle with mental health was an ongoing challenge, a dark cloud that often overshadowed his intellectual prowess. Then there was his love for Jean Tatlock, a woman whose influence extended beyond the romantic, introducing him to a world of political ideologies and beliefs that would later come under scrutiny. His attraction to left-wing politics in particular was a facet of his character that would raise eyebrows in the years to come. Yet despite these personal struggles, Oppenheimer's genius was undeniable. His mind, a whirlwind of ideas and concepts, was about to steer him down a path that would change the course of human history. Despite his personal struggles, Oppenheimer's genius was undeniable, but his life was about to take a dramatic turn. In the midst of World War II, Oppenheimer was chosen to lead a top-secret project that would forever change the world. This project, known as the Manhattan Project, was a massive undertaking. Its goal? To create a weapon so powerful, it could end the war in one fell swoop. Oppenheimer, a brilliant physicist, was the ideal person to lead such a monumental task. He was tasked with assembling a team of the brightest minds in the world, from physicists to mathematicians, to work together under intense pressure and utmost secrecy. The project was so covert that many working on it didn't even know the full scope of what they were contributing to. The Manhattan Project was spread across several locations, but the main hub was in Los Alamos, New Mexico. Here, under Oppenheimer's leadership, work was carried out around the clock. The stakes were high, the world was in the grip of war, and they were racing against time. Oppenheimer's role was not just to manage the scientific aspects of the project, but also to navigate the political and military intricacies. He had to liaise with military personnel, government officials, and even the president himself. It was a balancing act like no other, and Oppenheimer was at the center, holding all the threads together. The pressure on Oppenheimer and his team was immense. They were dealing with uncharted territory, both scientifically and ethically. They were creating a weapon of unprecedented power, something that could, and eventually did, cause mass destruction on an unimaginable scale. Yet, in spite of the weight of what they were doing, they pressed on, driven by the belief that their work could bring an end to the devastating global conflict. The result of this project was the creation of the most destructive weapon the world had ever seen. July 16, 1945, marked a turning point in human history. On this day, the world's first nuclear bomb was detonated. This was the culmination of the relentless work of many brilliant minds, but one figure stands out in this monumental event: J. Robert Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer, the enigmatic physicist, had been leading the Manhattan Project, a top-secret venture with the singular aim of creating nuclear weaponry. The Los Alamos Laboratory in New Mexico was the epicenter of this project, with Oppenheimer at the helm. Here, under the seemingly endless desert sky, a group of the most brilliant scientists and engineers of their time congregated. Each day, they grappled with the formidable challenge of harnessing the destructive power of the atom. It was a task that demanded more than scientific acumen. It required grit, determination, and unyielding focus. And Oppenheimer led them with an iron hand, fostering an atmosphere of rigorous intellectual pursuit and relentless innovation. The culmination of their efforts was the Trinity Test. Named by Oppenheimer himself, reportedly inspired by a line from John Donne's poetry, the Trinity Test represented the first successful detonation of a nuclear bomb. The explosion, equivalent to 20,000 tons of TNT, lit up the early morning sky, turning night into day for a brief, terrifying moment. This marked a pivotal moment in human history, the ushering in of the atomic age. It was a testament to human ingenuity, but it was also a chilling demonstration of the destructive power that humanity now wielded. However, the Trinity Test was more than just a technological feat. It was a reflection of Oppenheimer's leadership. He had steered a team of brilliant minds through uncharted territory, overcoming immense hurdles to make the impossible possible. The Trinity Test was a success, but at a great cost. The atomic age had begun. And with it came a new era of global politics, warfare, and ethical dilemmas that continue to resonate to this day. A Pandora's box had been opened, and the world would never be the same again. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki brought World War II to an end. But for Oppenheimer, the battle was far from over. The aftermath of the bombings was a time of reckoning for the physicist. The mushroom clouds over Japan were a stark reminder of the destructive power he had unleashed upon the world. While the bombings brought a swift conclusion to the war, they also brought a heavy burden of guilt and responsibility. Oppenheimer's later years were marked by introspection and regret. He grappled with the ethical implications of his work, haunted by the memory of the devastation he had helped cause. His famous quote, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds," taken from the Hindu scripture Bhagavad Gita, echoed his inner turmoil. Oppenheimer's legacy, however, extends beyond the creation of the atomic bomb. He was a brilliant theoretical physicist, a charismatic leader, and a passionate advocate for the responsible use of scientific knowledge. After the war, he became a vocal proponent for international control of nuclear weapons, and a critic of the arms race during the Cold War. Despite the controversies that clouded his later life, including accusations of disloyalty that led to the revocation of his security clearance, Oppenheimer's contributions to science and his role in shaping the course of history cannot be denied. He was instrumental in bringing about the atomic age, a period that forever changed the world. Oppenheimer's life was complex and fraught with controversy, but his impact on history is undeniable. He was a man of science, a man of war, and ultimately, a man of conscience.